Next problem on our Newton's second law of motion. So sabi dito, the 0.8 megagram car travels over the hill having the shape of a parabola if the driver maintains a constant speed of 9 meters per second. Determine excuse me, determine both the resultant normal force and the resultant frictional force that all the wheels of the car exert on the road at the instant it reaches point A. Yung problem na to can be solved by rectangular. It can also be solved by normal tangential. But in this case kasi, ang tanong sa atin ay normal force. So, mas madaling i-analyze ito on normal and tangential components of motion. Okay. So, unahin natin yung mass. Ang given mass sa atin ay 0.8 times 10 to 6 grams or that is 800 kilograms. Okay? Tama ba? 0.8 times 10 to 6. Pagka ineng-eng ko, eng ulit, eng 800 kilograms. Tama. Okay? Then our velocity is 9 meters per seconds. Determine both the resultant normal force, ano daw yung ating normal force, and the resultant frictional force ng ating mga gulong ng ating sasakyan. Okay? So, considering na na-reach niya si point A, nandito tayo sa point na to. So, i-drawing natin yung sasakyan at point A. So, meron tayong sasakyan. Okay? Yung ating sasakyan ay nagta-travel at a certain velocity v equivalent to 9 meters per second. 9 meters per seconds. That is our velocity. Kasi kababa. Okay? So, axis tayo. Drawing natin ang mga axis. Sabi natin, pwede natin itong isolve ng normal tangential. This is our so hindi ito normal direction, ano? This is our normal direction ito. Ito yung tangential direction natin. But sabi kasi ng problem kaya hindi ito yung normal direction natin. 'Di ba when we are discussing the concept of normal and tangential, the normal axis is always directed downward or hindi on inside the concave, 'di ba? Pababa. Okay? Dito in this case, this is our normal axis. Okay? In this case, downward, ano? Hindi ko naman sinabing laging downward, hindi laging upward. Lagi siyang nakaturo doon sa ating center of curvature. So, in this case, pababa kasi nasa loob yung ating center of curvature. Okay? So, dito, hindi natin alam yung dalawang bagay. Una, wala tayong rho. Pangalawa, hindi natin alam yung angle na to. So, we have to first determine this angle coming from the horizontal. And to do this, alam natin na this point is actually, ito yung slope ng curve natin. Okay? So, yung y1 is slope. Kung babalikan nyo yung discussion natin ng normal and tangential, yung theta na to, that is equivalent to the inverse tangent, okay, ng ating slope m or nung y prime. Since may m tayo, palitan natin y prime. Okay? That is the inverse tangent of y prime. So, kunin muna natin yung angle by taking the y prime. Maluwag pa pala space ko dito. So, y is equivalent to 20 multiplied by 1 minus x squared over 6400. So, i-expand nga natin. 20 minus 20x squared over 6400. Wag na natin munang i-simplify yung part na to. Expand lang natin. Then, if we take the derivative, our y prime will be equal to 0. Then, ito minus. Okay? Ano ang magiging derivative nito? Baba natin yung 2. Magiging 40 over 6400. Then, we have here x. Okay? Kasi kapag y prime, that is the derivative with respect to x, di ba? So, kaya yung dx natin dito magiging 1 lang. Okay? With respect to x tayo. So, our y prime is negative 40x over 6400. Okay? So, at x is equivalent to 80 meters, kasi yun yung position ng A, our y prime is 40 times 80 over 6400, we have 1 half or 0.5. So, negative 0.5. And our theta is inverse tangent of 0.5. That is inverse tangent ng, we have here negative 0.5. So, 26.565 degrees negative. So, yung angle natin na to ay pababa na equivalent sa 565 degrees. So, 90 degrees ito. Nandito nag-a-act yung ating normal force. Okay? Yung weight naman natin pababa towards this direction at nandito naman yung ating frictional force. So, angles tayo, expand natin itong ating normal component or normal axis. Okay? Ito yung positive ng normal, ito yung positive ng tangential. Then, angles. So, yung matitira dito ay, kung ito ay 90 degrees dapat itong normal and tangential. So, 90 minus 26.565. That is, this one is 63.435. Then, dapat 90 degrees naman yung x na yan, tsaka yung w. So, minus mo ulit ng 90. Ang lalabas lang actually dyan is the same as 26.565 degrees. Okay, so kompleto na lahat ng angles natin. We can now analyze the problem. So, ang tanong lang sa atin ay normal component ng force. So, pwede nating isulat yung equation of motion on normal axis. So, kapag normal axis ang panggagalingan natin or ang equation of motion natin, so we have the summation of forces equivalent sa MAN. Or, our MAN is B squared over rho. So, isulat natin yan. So, ang ating positive force dito magiging W kasi pababa yung ating positive normal axis. So, W cosine 26.565 degrees minus yung ating frictional force na N equivalent to the mass na 800 AN. Unfortunately, hindi pa natin ito masasolve kasi wala pa tayong AN. To solve for AN, ang pwede natin gawin is magkagawa ng equation of motion tayo on tangential. Paano naman kapag tangential ang equation of motion natin? So, ang nagko-cause ng motion natin ay yung W. So, if we take summation of forces on the tangential axis, that is equivalent sa MA tangential. Okay? Ay, may velocity pala tayo. So, pwede natin itong ituloy. Oh, sorry. I apologize for that. Di ko napansin na may velocity tayo. So, this our W is mg. Okay? Cosine 26.565 minus n is equivalent to 800 b squared over rho. Okay. So, rho lang pala yung walat natin. Kunin natin yung rho. Our rho is 1 plus y prime squared over raised to 3 halves over the absolute value of y double prime. So, kunin natin yung second derivative nito. So, yung second derivative natin, our y double prime would be the derivative with respect to x ng negative 40x over 6400. So, our y double prime will be just negative 40 over 6400, which is, hindi ko napansin na meron nga pala tayong given velocity, no? So, meron tayong 1 over 160. So, our slope now becomes 1 plus our y prime at this point is 0.5, negative 0.5 squared raised to 3 halves. Again, ayun no, yung y prime at x is equal to 80. Then, our y double prime is 1 over 160. Negative, pero kailangan nating i-absolute value. So, our rho for this problem is impromptu solving 0.5 squared. Parang nagsosolve lang ako sa quiz over, pwede natin ilagay yung negative para wala na ring absolute, 1 over 160. We have 223.607 meters. So, balikan natin to. We have M, 800 times 9.81 cosine 26.565 minus na natin tong 800. Our velocity is 9 squared over 223.607. Okay? Yun yung velocity natin, 9 meters per second. And that is equal to N. So, our N now is 800 times 9.81 cosine 26.565 minus 800 times 9 squared over 223.607. Then our normal force is 6,729.67 newtons. This is our answer for the first problem. Mukha lang siyang komplikado pero hindi naman siya ganun talaga kakomplikado. Medyo na-loss ko lang yung ating given na velocity. No? So let's proceed na on our tangential. So for the tangential coordinate, we have here yung W ngayon. Kunin natin yung horizontal component nito. 'Di ba magkakaroon ito, not horizontal component but the tangential component rather, W sub t, andito naman si W normal. Okay? So kunin natin yung W sub t na yan, then minus yung frictional force. Okay? Kasi kinokontra ng frictional force yung ating direction of motion, that is equal to MA tangential. Okay? Ang sabi ng problem, constant daw yung speed. So, our tangential acceleration is 0. Okay? So, therefore, this is 0. So, we can say that our frictional force is equivalent sa tangential component ng weight, which is the total frictional force sa lahat ng gulong ay our weight na mass 800 times 9.81 yung ating gravity times the component is sine 26.565 degrees. So our frictional force is 800 times 9.81 times sine 26.565. So this is a static frictional kasi nagro-roll 3509.726 Newton. Okay? Or kilonewton rather, the units. Hindi, nakakilogram lang tayo. So tama, correct, Newton lang tayo. Nakakilogram nga lang pala yung ating mass. So kilogram lang ito, hindi megagram. Okay, so this is our answer for the frictional force. Kapag ang tanong ng problem ay each tire, kasi ang tanong ngayon ay lahat ng tire, di ba? Kapag ka each tire, i-divide nyo lang to sa 4 kasi apat ang gulong ng sasakyan. So N over 4 ng isang tire. Ang frictional force ng isang tire is the total frictional force over 4. Unless magkakaiba yung coefficient of friction ng tire mo, magkakaiba rin yung ating frictional force. But that's this problem. So, hindi naman siya ganun kakomplikado. Medyo lang. Totoo, medyo siya komplikado. But, kaya naman. Kung isa-solve natin to ng normal ng rectangular, ang susundin nating axis ay X and Y. Sige nga raw. I-drawing lang natin and then hayaan kung kayo yung mag-isip. Baliktad yata yung sasakyan. Okay na yan. Ito yung windshield niya. Okay? So, dito, meron tayong velocity na 9 meters per seconds. And then, our axis, ito yung Y, at ito naman yung X-axis. Okay? But since pababa nga pala yung sasakyan, pwede natin palitan itong Y, no? Pababa yung sasakyan natin So, dito natin ilagay yung Y. Okay, Y. Next. Okay. Dito yung normal force. Yung W natin, automatic nag-a-act na yan kay Y. Then, may angle tayo dito. Ito yung na-compute nating angle. Same pa rin ang paraan ng pag-compute ng angle. Ang angle pa rin natin ay 26.565. 565 degrees. Nandito pa rin yung ating frictional force. Palitan natin ng kulay. Puti, ay red. So, andito si frictional force. Okay? So, ngayon, yung ating velocity, magkakaroon tayo ng horizontal component ng velocity Vx, which is 9 cosine 26.565. So, our Bx is 9 cosine 26.565. Oops, math error. Bakit? Ayun. We have 8.04 or 8.05 na meters per seconds, and our By is, palitan lang natin to ng sign. We have here 4.025 meters per second. So, meron na tayong mga velocity. Okay? So, kapag ka nag-equation of motion tayo, we just need to find the acceleration. Given na meron tayong equation na y is equal to 20 multiplied by 1 minus x squared over 6400. X squared over 6400. Or let's expand this. We have y is equal to 20 minus 20x squared over 6400. So kapag gusto mong kunin yung by, this becomes, derivative nito is 0. So minus 40x over 6400 bx. Okay? Then, pag gusto mong kunin si ay, that would be negative 40 over 6400. Labas ko muna to. Then, magkakaroon ako ng xax plus bx squared. Okay, so that is the formula for acceleration. So, actually, mas komplikado kung gagawin natin tong rectangular components. Pero possible, I think na-solve namin to dati before using that pattern. So, itatry kong isolve natin ito face-to-face para mas makita ninyo. Alright? So, that's all for this problem. I want you to try this one. Take a look at this problem and then let's solve it. So, not graded. I want you to practice. So last problem before we end our discussion on Newton's second law of motion. So under Newton's second law of motion, ang una natin ginawa ay nagkaroon tayo ng rectilinear motion. Okay? Then nag-proceed tayo sa mga inclined motion. Nagkaroon tayo ng recorded discussion for rectangular components of motion. Then after that, nag-proceed tayo sa absolute dependent motion analysis. And lastly, we have the normal and tangential components of motion. So this is now the last problem, the finale of our series on Newton's second law of motion. Sabi dito, the package has a weight of 5 pounds and slide down the chute. When it reaches the curved portion AB, it is traveling at 8 feet per second when the angle theta is 0. If the chute is smooth, determine the speed of the package when it reaches the intermediate point C equivalent to 30 degrees. When it reaches a horizontal plane at 45 degrees, and also we have to find the normal force on the package at C. So ang daming tanong. Ang unang tanong sa atin ng problem is the speed of the package. Smooth daw yung chute, speed of the package when it reaches point C. Yung speed sa point C, and then yung speed at 45 degrees. So letter B, yung speed naman daw sa point B. And then letter C, ang tanong sa atin is the normal force on the package at point C. Ang given sa atin, meron tayong velocity at A na 8 feet per second. So may initial velocity tayo for this problem. And frictionless, so walang nararanasang friction yung ating box. So unahin muna natin yung letter A. Meron tayong motion ngayon nung box from A to C. So gumagalaw yung box natin from A to C. Now, we have a 30 degree here na angle, and then ang radius natin, binigay ba yung 20 feet? Ayun. So 20 feet ang ating radius, may ibinigay na mass, weight rather, na 5 pounds. Okay? So puntahan natin si point C. So sa point C, ito yung ating box. May normal force na nag-a-act dito. Okay? And then, wala tayong velocity. Hinahanap natin si velocity. But, ang ating axis ay papasok dito yung normal at papunta naman dito yung tangential. Again, yung normal is laging nakaturo sa center of curvature, ano? So, dyan nakaturo yung ating normal. So, ang velocity C natin nandito, meron tayong normal force, and then meron tayong weight W dito, okay, which is equivalent to 5 pounds. Okay, now angles, so since 30 degrees ito, kung i-measure natin from the vertical, this is 45 degrees, we can keep it as theta actually muna. Okay, so yung it is measured dito eh. So, let's call this theta that is measured from the 45 degrees. So, yung natitira dito, this is 45 minus theta. So, ilagay natin na yung angle ng ating normal axis, this is 45 minus theta. Okay. So, isa lang naman yung force natin. Let's take summation forces normal. So, EOM tayo, equation of motion on normal axis. Para makuha natin yung ating normal reaction dito. Then, let's take V. But anyways, ala nga palang friction. So, supposedly may friction. We can now proceed on tangential. So, proceed tayo sa tangential. Naging common practice kasi na sa summation forces muna tayo sa normal to determine the normal reaction. But since frictionless nga pala yung surface natin, we do not need to find the normal reaction unless hinahanap ng problem. Hinahanap din pala. Normal na. Sige na. Pagbigyan na natin si... Okay, so naputol yung aking mic. So normal axis muna tayo, okay? Kung hindi sana sinosolve si NC, pwede tayong dumiretso sa tangential pero hinahanap kasi. Alright, sige, normal axis muna tayo. We have here summation of forces normal equivalent to 0. Okay? Sorry, not 0 but rather MAN. Hindi nga pala 0. Statics. Kalimutan muna si statics. Ang hirap ng depot at statics yung tinuturo mo. Gahalo. Okay, Fn. So, we have here normal force upward minus, yan, minus yung ating component ng W. So, we have W cosine 45 minus theta equivalent to our mass na W over G times AN. So, therefore, our normal force is W times cosine or AN over G minus or plus cosine 45 minus theta. So, let's keep this as our initial condition. Hindi pa pala natin masosolve kasi wala tayong AN. Okay? So, babalik din tayo talaga kay tangential. EOM tayo on tangential axis. Kapag tangential axis tayo, summation forces tangential is equivalent sa AMAT tangential. Okay, so what are the forces on tangential axis? Since frictionless to, walang friction, ang meron lang tayo ay component ng weight. So ang component kasi ng weight natin, andito yung ating W tangential at downward naman yung ating W normal. So our weight now is W sine 45 degrees minus theta equivalent to the weight over G, A tangential. Cancel na si weight. So, our A tangential is G sine 45 minus theta. Okay. So, meron tayong equation ng 80 pero wala tayong tangential acceleration. Ang alam natin, meron tayong initial velocity when theta is equivalent to 0. So, paano kaya natin to solvein? We can use integration, no? Okay? So, hindi constant yung ating acceleration, i-integrate natin to. So, similar with our sample problem before, naka in terms of radial distance yung ating acceleration. So, ang gagawin natin, balikan natin ulit yung relationship natin kapag ka meron tayong radial distance R, at ito theta, ito S. Sabi natin, S is equal to R theta, or R theta muna, and then our ds is r d theta. Okay? So, sana tandaan nyo to palagi kasi very helpful ito lalo na sa mga ganitong problem. So, yung formula natin ngayon na ADS is equivalent to VDV, magiging ARD theta equivalent to VDV. So, integrating both sides, meron tayong B squared over 2 equivalent to our A is G. So, ito ay magiging GR sine 45 degrees, i-integrate natin with respect to theta. Ay, ulitin ko. So, we have A is G sine 45 minus theta d theta or r d theta. R d theta. Okay? So, G r d theta, integrate. So, B squared now, ilabas natin yung G and R kasi constant. Ang unit natin dito ay feet per seconds at ang radius natin ay 20 feet. So we have here 32.2 cg times ang radius natin ay 20 feet multiplied to the integral of sine 45 minus theta d theta. Actually, pwede naman tayong mag-limits, no? Okay lang gumamit ng limits na dito. Pero let's try to solve it without the limits. So we have here b squared over 2. Simplify natin to 32.2 times 20. We have here 644. So yung integral ng sine 45 minus theta d theta, pwede tayong mag-let u is equal to 45 minus d theta. So du is negative d theta. So we have now the integral of sine u times our d theta is negative du. Okay? So we have now the integral of negative. Ang integral ng sine ay negative cosine. So this is negative cosine u plus c. Or basically cosine 45 minus d theta plus c. So we have here 644 times cosine 45 minus theta plus c. Okay? Since may initial value tayo ng b squared, sabi natin at theta is equivalent to 0, our velocity is 8 feet per second. Tama ba? 8 feet per second. Okay, correct. So, sige, substitute natin. So, we have 8 squared over 2 equivalent to 644 cosine 45 minus 0 plus c. Therefore, our c is 8 squared over 2 minus 644 cosine 45. So, our theta is 0. So, theta cosine 45 is, we have negative 423.376 or 377. So, our equation for velocity now, our b squared is 2 b squared over 2 is equivalent to 644 cosine 45 minus theta minus 423.377. Okay, so meron na tayong velocity. Pwede na natin kunin yung velocity when theta is equivalent to at point C, ang theta natin ay 30 degrees. So, at theta is equivalent to 30 degrees, we have now here b squared over 2 equivalent to 644 cosine 45 minus 30 degrees minus 423.377. So, our V is, or kunin na natin yung B na lang muna. Sige. B squared na lang. Sige. B squared na. Para sa AN, hindi na natin siya i-squared ulit. Init. 644, 2 times 644 cosine. Basically, multiply natin both side by 2 para matanggal na yung 2 dito. 644 cosine 15 degrees na lang yung matitira minus 423.377 times 2. We have our b squared is 397.358 or our velocity at this point is square root ng answer. We have 19.934 feet per seconds. Okay? So, this is the velocity at point C. Puntahan naman natin ngayon, since may AN tayo doon, let's solve. Oops, nawala. Saan na ako? Okay. Since may velocity tayo, v squared is 397.358. Balikan na natin yung normal force. Our normal force now will be equal to W. Ang W natin ay 5 pounds. 5 pounds. Ang AN natin ay b squared over rho. 397.358. 397.358. Ito yung b squared. Ang rho natin ay 20 feet times our g is 32.2 plus cosine 45 minus 30 degrees yung ating point na point C or point. Uy, ano nangyari dito? Wala. So, our N now is 5 multiplied by 397.358 over 20 times 32.2 plus cosine 10. We have 7.915 pounds. This is our normal force. And nasolve na natin yung letter A and letter C. Puntahan naman natin si letter B. Paano naman kapag kay point B naman yung hinahanap natin? So sa point B, yung velocity of point B, ang theta natin dyan, at theta is equivalent to what? Since ito yung measurement natin, ang theta natin ay 45 degrees. So, our b squared now becomes, or our b squared over 2 natin, kunin natin yung nakuha natin formula for b squared. This is, ito, i-copy natin ito. Copy. Pasensya na guys, medyo naglalag na tab kasi kanina pa po ako nagre-record. Delete ko lang to. So, ito yung formula natin for b squared. Now, our theta is 45 degrees. Let's compute for the value of b. Palitan ko lang yung theta ng magiging cosine 0 na. Okay? So, b squared natin, kasi cosine 0 na to, 45 minus 45, cosine 0. So, our v squared is 441.246 feet squared per second squared kasi naka-squared pa tayo. So, our velocity is square root ngayon natin ito is 21 exact 0.006 feet per seconds. And this is our answer for this problem. This problem is madalas din siyang lumabas sa CFE, yung mga similar doon sa last two problems natin. That is why nagpo-focus tayo sa mga ganun kahihirap na problem so that hindi tayo ma-overwhelm later on. Okay? So that would be all. That is the end of our discussions for Newton's second law of motion. If you need any more help, please give me some information about the help that you need. Pwede kayong mag-mention, magsabi kung anong mga problem na kailangan pa nating solve. So that would be all. Thank you all for your listening.